So Highguard is out, and my first reaction after playing it for a little bit tonight is there's something here, but it hasn't fully gelled yet, and I hope the game has enough time to find that answer. So the way the game works, and this is where I think it's interesting, it's kind of a hodgepodge of things. It's one part Overwatch, where you have these, character, ability, hero shooter style roster, and then you have this kind of Counter-Strike thing where you're planting bombs and you're buying weapons in between stuff. And then it's also kind of sort of MOBA-ish, where you need to go from one spot to the other and you need to bring things over to open it up. It's kind of also a capture the flag mode. Like, this is a lot, and it's a lot at once. And when I'm looking at this thing on paper, I'm just like, okay, I think I know what you're going for here. You want to be able to do a lot. You want to have it where everyone has the ability to do something. Who has to get the shield breaker, which is like the big sword that helps break down the enemy's dome? That's one role. Who is also probably going to stay back and try to fortify the base and protect it in case the other team gets the shield breaker and tries to break in? That's another role. Who is going to be the one to try to go in on their mount and break a lot of things and find the different collectibles, then bring it to the shop so they can then go and upgrade all of their armor and their weapons and try to get a good amount of stuff on them before the big fight starts? That's another thing. Who's going to be the one that, in case your generators have bombs planted on them, that they can then defuse that and save the area? That's another thing. Like, I sound like I'm a crazy person, right, as I'm saying this, and it has all of these things where I'm like, this sounds cool. There's a lot here, but what is the central focus? What is the main thing? Is the main thing the shooting? Is the main thing looting? Is the main thing, you know what I mean? And I think this game can find that, and I hope it does, because I actually do enjoy the look of this game. I do enjoy the idea of this game, but there's all these little things that kind of work counter to everything it wants to do. For one, there is a seemingly very short time to kill, where, especially if you don't have a lot of armor, especially if you're playing against someone who has looted enough or has spent enough and they have really good guns, you can go down in a second. And then it has a really long respawn time. And I think that long respawn time is like, oh, if you're down, we want to have your team be able to revive you, and, have that respawn really mean something. Because it's only 3 versus 3, which is also something I think is a little interesting. Maybe a 4v4 maybe would have helped a little bit, because short time to kill, long respawn, and moments between action can feel really long. That prep time goes on for so long that when you finally do get into the action, those action moments feel like bursts of energy, and if you keep waiting to get respawned because of however the combat goes, this game can be very quick to kind of just drain the energy out of you, and it shouldn't be that way. And also, too, I want to talk really quickly about the Game Awards reveal. I can see why Jeff Keighley decided to have this be the last game of the night, which now did not do this game any favors. But I can see where Jeff Keighley played the game, had a good time with it, saw that, like, oh shit, this is a game made by ex-Titanfall and Apex Legends developers. It's a free-to-play game, and it's gonna be out within a few weeks after the Game Awards. Yeah, why wouldn't I want this to be the closer? There's a lot of things here that really sell this game in a really interesting, cool way. But then you have to sell the game. The developers of the game just did an interview with Kotaku where they said that they initially wanted this game to be kind of a surprise launch. They just wanted to drop it in a similar way they did Apex. And that worked really well for Apex. And then it became like, oh, we can get this on the Game Awards. Well, we got to make a trailer for it, which we didn't intend to, at least not, a Game Awards trailer. And then the trailer, they admit, didn't really sell how the game works, the loop of it all. And dog, good luck trying to explain this loop in a little spot on the Game Awards. Even though it was in a prime position, you still had a lot to talk about, right? And I don't think they would have been able to really say exactly what the game was in that little moment and still have the internet not just dog on this game, which it got dogged on unfairly, I think. And even if the Game Awards thing didn't happen and they still did the surprise drop like they talked about, I still think that may not have been the right call. This is a game that I think would have done really well with some beta testing, with some closed testing, getting people from outside the developer team, in a big scale, putting hands on game and saying, maybe this respawn time could be a little faster. You know what I mean? There's something here. And the more I played it, it is where I'm going to sound like a crazy person. The more I played this, you know what I kept thinking of? Battleborn. A game that I really enjoyed when I played that on PS3. Battleborn also kinda had this idea of like, it's kind of a lot at once. It's a hero shooter, it's also a MOBA, where it's more specific MOBA style stuff, like there's lanes and there's minions, and there's, like leveling and your upgrades and yada yada yada. That game kinda had a lot of things going on too, but I thought it actually was a really cool concept. And when I was playing more of Highguard, a part of me kept thinking like, why don't you sprinkle a little bit of Battleborn on this? Maybe some minions would help that prep time before main combat feel a little less sparse. Maybe having more specific lanes could be interesting with the shield breaker and where it pops up. Maybe not having it be 3 versus 3, maybe having like Battleborn, maybe not Battleborn I think was 5 versus 5, maybe 4 versus 4, maybe something, but there's just all of these things are just not gelling, and I hope it does. I am gonna play this game some more, and this game, it came in on the wrong foot, and it now just has to do everything in its power to not trip out the door. And unfortunately, it's getting a real negative reception, and it's a bummer. It really is a bummer, because this game has something. It does. It really does. I just hope that it has enough time to find that. I'm going to keep playing with it. I'm going to stick with it. And, Battleborn wasn't that bad, okay? I miss Battleborn, man. I like the mushroom guy throwing the shit. Battleborn was cool. And I think Highguard can be cool too. Just, it needs some fine-tuning.